Hello and welcome to our lesson on converting fractions into decimals and vice versa. Today we're going to explore essential concepts that will refine your understanding of numbers and improve your mathematical fluency. In this lesson, you'll learn how to seamlessly convert between fractions and decimals. We'll break this down into two main parts. 1. First, we'll discuss the process of converting fractions into decimals. 2. Next, we'll cover converting decimals back into fractions. After this, we'll run through some real-world examples to help solidify your understanding of these conversions. In our previous lessons, we've laid the groundwork by focusing on decimal calculations, understanding how to perform arithmetic operations with decimals. Fraction calculations, mastering arithmetic operations involving fractions and understanding how to simplify fractions. Building on this foundation, today you'll gain the versatile skill of converting between fractions and decimals. This technique is invaluable in many areas of mathematics, as it allows us to switch between these notations depending on which is more convenient for a given problem. For instance, if you're dealing with probability problems, converting values to a consistent format, whether fractions or decimals, can make complex problems much simpler to solve and interpret. Both fractions and decimals are used to represent numbers that are not whole or integers. They allow us to express quantities that fall between whole numbers. On a number line, these values do not land on the standard tick marks that denote whole numbers, but instead fall between them. Imagine a number line where integers are marked out clearly. Fractions and decimals help us identify all the points in between these marked numbers. We can convert a decimal to a fraction by following these steps. First, writing the decimal as a fraction over 1. Let's consider the decimal 0.34. We start by writing this as a fraction over 1, 0.34 over 1. Next, multiply both the numerator and the denominator by a power of 10, such that the numerator becomes an integer. For 0.34, we multiply the top and bottom by 100, since there are two decimal places. 0.34 times 100 is 34, and 1 times 100 is 100, so the fraction is 34 over 100. Finally, reduce the fraction to its simplest form. To do this, find the greatest common divisor of the numerator and the denominator and divide both by this number. For 34 over 100, the greatest common divisor is 2. 34 divided by 2 over 100 divided by 2 equals 17 over 50. This gives us the simplified fraction of 0.34, which is 17 over 50. To convert a fraction to a decimal, we have two options. The first option is using a calculator. If you need to convert 6 over 14 into a decimal, you can simply use a calculator and input 6 divided by 14. This gives the decimal 0.428571, etc. The other option, in case you are sitting a non-calculator paper, is performing long division. If a calculator is not available, perform long division. By following these methods, you'll convert between fractions and decimals quickly and accurately, enhancing your numerical flexibility and problem-solving skills. This technique of converting between fractions and decimals is essential in many areas of real-life applications and more advanced mathematics. With practice, you'll find that switching between these forms becomes second nature, allowing you to handle a wide range of mathematical problems with confidence. Let's do some practice problems. We'll begin by tackling a simple example of converting a fraction into a decimal. Let's convert the fraction 1/4 into a decimal. We perform long division. Therefore, 1/4 equals 0.25. Now let's convert the decimal 0.75 into a fraction. Start by writing the decimal as a fraction with a denominator of 10, 100, 1000, etc., depending on the number of decimal places. Since 0.75 has two decimal places, we write it as 75 over 100. Next, we simplify the fraction. 75 and 100 have a greatest common divisor of 25. 75 over 100 equals 75 divided by 25 over 100 divided by 25, which equals 3/4. Therefore, 0.75 equals 3/4. Let's now consider converting a mixed number to a decimal. We'll convert the mixed number 2 and 3/5 to a decimal. We need to convert the fractional part 3/5 into a decimal, then add that to 2 to give our final answer. Performing division, we get 3 divided by 5 equals 0.6. Combining this with the whole number part, 2, we get 2 3/5 equals 2 plus 0.6 equals 2.6. Let's now do the opposite, converting a decimal to a mixed number. We'll use 3.125 as an example. Again, separate the whole number part, which is 3, and focus on the decimal, 0.125. Converting the decimal part to a fraction, we have 0.125 equals 125 over 1,000. Simplifying, we get 125 over 1,000 equals 125 divided by 125 over 1,000 divided by 125, which equals 1 over 8. Finally, we combine the whole number with the fraction, giving us 3.125 equals 3 and 1/8. By working through these examples, you should now have a clearer understanding of how to convert between fractions and decimals for various types of numbers. Practice these techniques with different numbers to become more confident in your skills. In today's lesson, we explored the essential techniques for converting between fractions and decimals, a key skill in mathematics. We began by understanding that both fractions and decimals represent parts of whole numbers on a number line. We tackled converting fractions to decimals using two main methods, using a calculator or performing long division. Using a calculator simplifies the process by directly dividing the numerator by the denominator. In the absence of a calculator, long division offers a manual approach to achieve the same result. For converting decimals to fractions, we followed a step-by-step process, writing the decimal as a fraction over 1, multiplying by a power of 10 to eliminate the decimal point, and then simplifying the fraction by finding the greatest common divisor. These conversion techniques are invaluable in various real-world applications and advanced mathematical problems. By mastering these methods, we enhance our numerical flexibility and problem-solving skills, allowing us to switch between fractions and decimals effortlessly. With practice, these conversions will become second nature, equipping us to tackle a broad range of mathematical challenges with confidence. Watch the rest of the GCSE Maths course at Sophos Education.